All right, welcome to the mix room. Today we're going to mix background vocals. We're going to focus on the EQing, how important, right, is EQing your background vocals, and also what role does a compressor play, right, in helping you tame the dynamics depending on the song. So in here you can see we have 4 different parts. And one crucial thing to mention is I have different panning. Sometimes I would do that. I would not just pan everything out 100%. I try to bring some things in, so when the listeners hear it, they're not the background vocals are, feeling the panning spectrum, if you know what I mean, left to right, instead of just being far left right. There are times that far left, far right works, but there are times that you also kind of just want to pan things. So we have 4 alto parts, 4 soprano, and 4 tenors. As you can see here. So I'll play the before what we have and then play the after. Let's choose a section here.
My life is framed by your mighty word to show forth your glory.
Okay, let's go. Let's bring in the processing in, just the EQ and compression, and that I did here.
Life is framed by your mighty word to show forth your glory. With a desperate heart and faith to stand, I have come to receive from you.
All right, so let's jump right in. As you can hear, we basically just enhance the quality, right, of the background vocals. They already sounded good. They sounded good already, but what we've done is enhance it, push them forward a little bit in the mix with some of the top end that we've added in there. It's added, but it's also controlled. And then also some of the nasty frequency that has been removed. So one of the first thing I used here is Soothe 2. This is a godsend plugin. So I'll bring that in and out so you can hear. Just gonna solo maybe this section right here.
My life is framed by your mighty word. My life is framed by your mighty word.
So you can hear that when it's bypassed, it's almost like you're hearing an overload, so almost distortion happening. It's weird because I'm not even sure why that is as well. But the Soothe 2 is basically taming those harsh notes. Let's do that one more time.
My life is framed by your mighty word. My life is framed by your mighty word.
Okay, and then from Soothe 2, I'm going to EQ. I use this EQ a lot on background vocals, especially for the top end. I use that a lot. So here, I'm not even rolling off the low end, but I'm boosting about 5. I'm boosting 2 dB, around 5K, removing some harsh frequency around 2.4. Nothing here and basically nothing here, and there's no compression. A little bit of low pass filter right here all the way to that's like 42 kilohertz. So it's doing very minute stuff. I didn't go too crazy on that. Let's bring that in and out. So what you expect to hear here is the top end boost.
My life is framed by your mighty word. My life is framed by your mighty word. My life is framed by your mighty word.
So that's pretty night and day. Now let's go. We've cleaned up the vocals to a certain extent, removed the harsh frequency using Soothe 2 did a lot, and also some deep here, about 1 dB deep around the 2.7K. Now I begin to compress. Most times I will compress background vocals so they can sit well in the mix, but kind of don't want to go too crazy with it. So here using a fast release and also a medium attack here. Let's go.
My life is framed by your mighty word. My life is framed by your mighty word.
One more time.
My life is framed by your mighty word.
So listen to how, of course, maybe there's a slight volume in a change in volume, but listen to how upfront now the background vocals are coming. They're not going to compete with the lead vocal in any way because they're panned to the side and slightly in as well. So that's a pretty good one. It's not every time you want to use a fast release time, because with this now I'm boosting the transient, right? I want it to poke through and keep it dynamic. We'll solo maybe a different section of the song. In this, now I've added maybe a what's it called? De-esser now, just to control some of the S's. Sometimes I do that as the first thing in the plugin list right there, but it's coming next year.
Twice have I heard that power belongs to God.
It's not doing much in these areas right here, so which is pretty good. Figure, I'm just trying to think of other areas where it might be doing much. So let's move on. The next thing here is I felt like I mixed this a while back, right? The vocal needed some top end. So I'm using the mag EQ here. So boosting 2.5 around the 10K. As you can see, you know the mag EQ for the good top end. But not just the top end. I've tried this other bands right here. It's on the mag EQ. And they sound really awesome. I love I think it has a sub and then a 160. Sounds really good. So it's not just a top end EQ. So boosting 0.5 dB here, shelf at 2.5 kilohertz, and then also 10 dB to get that air. Let's listen to that in and out.
Twice have I heard that power belongs to God. Twice have I heard that power belongs to God.
So that is pretty awesome. Kept a lot of the low mid. You see, we haven't attacked those yet. Just wanted to get clarity and fullness in that vocal track. So that's the mag EQ. And then let's see exactly what I'm doing here with the F6 by Waves.
Twice have I heard that power belongs to God.
So just a wide cut around what frequencies this is 800, about 900 hertz. So I'm gonna boost that so you can hear what that is. And
twice have I heard that power belongs to God. Twice have I heard that power belongs to God.
I'm gonna take it out now.
Twice have I heard that power belongs to God.
So this is clarity, removing, I won't call that mod, but removing unnecessary stuff, right? To get clarity out of that. So the the F6 is doing something amazing. Then I brought a DSR here again. I want to actually check this DSR, right? Okay. Twice. Let's see if we grab the twice.
Twice have I heard that.
No, not really. So it might be working in a different section. Let's see.
With a desperate heart,
there you go.
And faith to stand.
Let's look at the first DSR.
With a desperate heart.
So honestly, not much the DSI is doing at all. It's just a way to protect, the sound, to control the S's. I might be using this one because sometimes I would use the C4 as a de-esser as well. All right, so here I'm controlling the low end, everything below 92, and also some of the mid-range and extreme top end as well. So anything from about 5K and above here, I'm taming that. So let's see what this is doing. This is going to add some movement. And sometimes I'll come to the C4. Maybe it's not the go-to on background vocals, but if I feel like the background vocals, are struggling, then I can bring the C4 in to help me create some movement and add some dynamics to it, and also do the functional thing, which is to kind of control some of the frequencies that I want to control. So let's hear that in and out.
With a desperate heart and faith to stand. With a desperate heart and faith to stand. With a desperate heart and faith to stand.
And as I said, it's mostly doing a lot of the mid-range. And that's one thing about multiband that I've noticed. Even when you can visibly see it moving down by a lot, it's doing so much cleanup to the track. Whether it's in the mixing stage or it's in the mastering stage, it's doing so much to it. And I can hear that all of a sudden the vocal that sounded really clean before becomes even cleaner. We might have lost some volume in there, but that is part of the game. Now, this is maybe the final compressor that I'm using. And for the most part, I will use this guy for two things: for the color it adds, and because I like it, and also because it's pretty smooth. It's a very smooth compressor. And most times is my go-to compressor really on vocals. Two compressors. These are my two go-to compressors on vocals that I use directly. MJUC and this guy right here. And then I will use the CLA76 on my parallel chain, especially on the lead vocal. That's like almost 100% always there. So here I'm using the auto attack here, the fastest release. That's kind of what I stick with. So let's play it.
With a desperate heart and faith to stand. With a desperate heart and faith to stand. With a desperate heart and faith to stand.
All right, so that's it. And one of the reasons, again, I should mention, because I've only used just one compressor, and after all of the stuff I've done here again, as you can see, it's barely even compressing 1 dB. I like to just use another compressor to really just control stuff, especially sometimes if there are areas of the song, maybe like right here, because what I've been playing since is the verse. Let's actually go to maybe a different part of the song. Maybe right here where things are a little bit louder. Okay, so let's bypass that and bring it in. You can hear the clipping. All right, so that's good. So that's just using EQ and compressors. Mostly that's basically what I use here. No saturation. The vocal does not even need saturation at all. It already has that baked in during tracking. And then the only thing also, some of the things that I would do, which I can just show you now, is I would use even a parallel processing on the background vocals. Most times, not all the times, and I will switch them. So this is going to, it says the Vox Vari Mu. So my belief is going to like a Fairchild. That's what I called Vari Mu here. So just never changed the name, but yeah. So let's hear it. Let's see what it's doing here. It's not doing much at all. So sometimes I'll send other things there. So, and I wasn't pushing it like crazy because everything already sounded good. All right, so that's it on how you mix vocals. Thanks for joining. I'll see you in a different video. Bye bye.